In this video, I would like to talk about how do I suggest for others to film the billboards at Times Square. So since I've done so many, I have a privilege to kind of have some ideas and recommendations. So if you have your own billboard on Times Square, or what you should consider when you're filming it. There are a few suggestions. Number one, you want to have the shot when it's daytime, then when it's bright sun, and when it's dark at night. You also want to have the shot when it's like wet on the ground, and you have a reflection from the all the billboards and from the ground. That creates beautiful lights. Sometimes people actually wet the ground with the water just to get that reflection and that sparkling stuff. I film, my favorite camera is Sony 3S, which does 120 frames per second, and it's really a good camera. I use the Sigma 24 to 70 lens, and this is 2.8, like a very sharp lens, very fast, so it gives me enough range compared to all the other lenses. I have wide angle lenses and so forth, but that right now that's my favorite lens. I like to film it with a variety of angles. So the shot from the stairs is really beautiful. The shot from left, right, like from different angles, that's something that you might want to have in the video. What you want to do, you want to film your subjects sometimes in front of it. So in some instances, you want to have the camera focusing on the billboard itself. And in some takes, you want to film when the camera is focusing on people in front of it, and the billboard act as merely as a background, as a backdrop. What One of the most effective things is when people are excited. Normally, nobody cares about the billboard. There are so many of them. But when you film excitement, especially the person who is on a billboard, and when they see themselves for the first time on a billboard, that's authentic reaction. They are excited, they're happy. It cannot be faked. So you want to capture that emotion, that happiness before, and especially like once the billboard is like disappear, they folks let their guards off and they hug and they cry and they kind of celebrate, and that's very authentic emotions that cannot be acted or like reproduced. So try to capture that moment. That's only like one option, like when you can get it. Like the second time, it's not gonna be so mesmerizing and so exciting. It's the second time. It's just another thing. But the first one is what matters. If they're doing it for the first time. I try to have background actors and photographers, videographers to create a motion, to create the kind of somewhat media paparazzi red carpet scene. Paparazzi is a bad word, so people don't like that word since Diana. So now I think the best word would be the red carpet, the media coverage. Okay, so I think that's what I'm gonna use from now on. Thank you, that video, for this kind of revelation for me. What else? So I try to film billboards on Sunday because it's a free parking on Sundays. I try to film through the whole day, so I bring food and drinks and leave it in the car. I try to come really early so to get a parking spot. There are a couple of hotels where you can go to the bathroom, so you need to kind of scout your locations in advance. Ideally, if you're doing it for the first time, you need to come at least once to Times Square and spend time like figuring out where you're gonna stand, at what time, and how you're gonna film it. Like you want to put a little bit of efforts into the preparation and planning before you actually do it, to make it count. The live stream during the on the phone is extremely important. You want to live stream a few times from the Times Square in front of the billboard. I got quite a bit of people who very intelligent, very smart, very wealthy, who do not believe that those billboards that I do are real, and they think it's artificial intelligence. And somehow I generate computer pictures of my billboards rather than actually putting them on a billboards. I'm sorry. So live stream might help. Still, they might not believe you that this is real. They might think it's artificial intelligence, that you're using some kind of software to get it done. But it's one more proof of evidence that it's actually on a billboard. Having people in front of it, having the live stream, all that helps the cause that it's real. Let's see. The speed of the cut, the way I like to cut it, I like when basically after the filming, I like to have the it's pretty much right away edit like next day or something. So then this immediate reaction is really important. If you do it like a few days later or weeks later, the impact, the emotions are not there as it's when it's like right away. What else? Let's see. Yep. You want to have a backup cameras available to you. You want a couple of shots you want to do handheld, and a couple of shots you might want to do on tripod, on monopods for stability. You want to move the camera, zoom in, zoom out. You want some angles that look a little crooked, a little tilted. It makes it look interesting. You don't want to look boring, steady shot all the time. You might need it a couple of times, but most of the time you want interesting shot angles. You want to have a couple of really close-ups on the billboard, and you want to have like really far away shots when you actually film the crowd, the people, the cars passing through. So you need that atmosphere of Times Square. Before the billboard plays, you want to have like a couple of shots like of it around the Times Square, like the combination of pictures and videos is important. I did not realize that initially, but recently I discovered that pictures are equally important for the video, not just the videos itself. So you want a couple of times you want to film the video, and a couple of times you want to film the pictures of the billboard. Like pictures daytime and pictures nighttime. So like that's another a spot. So if you don't have the like 24-hour coverage, and you have, let's say you come there for 8 hours or 10 hours, you want to be very strategic. What do you do with each impression of the billboard? So you want to have the front, you want to have left side, right side, close up, or further, daytime, nighttime, pictures, videos. So you want to have like a checklist of the things that goes into the shot. What else? I think that's about it. If I'll think of something else, I'm gonna do another video. If you have more questions, I'll try to do more.